All right, guys, I'm recording, so please make sure you keep your cameras off. Here we go. So writing equations. When we're talking about our learning objective for today with writing equations, it's important for us to remember that we're going to work to compute. We're working to compute using variables, coefficients, and constants. Okay? Variables, coefficients, and constants. Here we go. Okay, Miss Neville's going to keep going. Remember, I'm recording this lesson, so if you need to see an example again, or if I go too fast, just watch this recorded lesson when I post it on Schoology today. So our first example here, and remember with our first example, I do always want you to write it down because it's so important that we're able to annotate our text. That means underline and highlight for important details. So let's look today, and Ms. Neville's going to use red for this first example. Please write this example down. Bella and Tia began the week with the same amount of money. Bella paid $9 to go to the movies. Tia spent $2 on snacks and $7 on a new t-shirt. Do Bella and Tia have the same amount of money left? So, I want to give you some time to write this down, and I want to create a T-chart. On the left side, I'm going to write Bella. And on the right side, I'm going to write Tia's. Now, someone turn on their mic and let us know. Someone turn on their mic and let us know. Do we know how much money both girls started with? Yes or no?
No.
No, we don't. So to make this easier for us, I'm just going to give both of them an arbitrary amount of money. So let's say both of the girls have $11. Because remember, we want to annotate, we want to underline. They both began with the same amount of money. Melena, if you'll turn on your mic and let us know, how much money did Bella spend according to our story?
$9.
She spent $9. Why did I put a subtraction sign there? Someone let me know. Turn on your mic. Why did I do $11 minus 9?
Because you're subtracting the amount of money that Bella paid to go to the movies.
Yeah, this money is going out of her purse, out of her wallet. She no longer has it. So we're subtracting it from her amount. Tia spent $2 on snacks and $7 on a t-shirt. Okay, so I'm going to subtract again, and someone turn on their mic and tell me, what am I subtracting from Tia's purse?
$9.
Yeah. How did you get 9?
7 plus 2.
Yeah. So she spent 7 or 2, and she spent 7. And Bella paid 9. Remember, that's why it's important for us to write down our first story, because we want to make sure we highlight the important stuff. So now let's see, do the girls have the same amount of money left? Write your answer down before I call on someone. Do the girls have the same amount of money left? Yes or no? Don't say it out loud yet. I'm going to call on someone. Jackson, what say you? Do both Bella and Tia have the same amount of money left?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Jackson, tell me how much money both girls have left.
$2.
Very good. So my answer that I should write here, because remember, Miss Neville's asking you to explain how you know. Yes, comma, because. Oh, his handwriting. Yes, because they both spent the same amount of money. Yes, because they both spent the same amount of money. You're going to have to do that in your independent practice today. So I wanted you to have practice in how to answer one of these questions. Not only are you telling me the answer, you're also explaining to me how you know that answer. Any questions here about what we just did?
No.
Okay. I'll give you some time to finish writing down your statement, and we'll be moving on in 1 minute. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's look at our first example, and you do not need to draw this. When we're talking about an equation or equal to, we're working to look at both sides of the equal sign. So if this was, let's use green this time. So if there's an equal sign here, I'm going to make a huge one. If there's an equal sign here, and on one side we have 4 plus 5, and on the other side we have 6 plus x, I want to make sure that both sides of this equal sign are balanced. So when we look here, can someone please tell me what is the sum of 4 and 5? Jacoby? When I add 4 and 5, what will I get? Caitlin, can you help Jacoby out, please?
You'll get 9.
Thank you, Orlando. So 4 plus 5 is 9. So now I have to find out, how can I make both sides of this model equal? So in other words, 6 plus x. Now someone tell me, what is x again? Starts with a V.
The visual.
A variable. X is our variable. So 6 plus some number has to equal 9. So when I write that out as a number sentence, this is what it looks like. Now, I have to make sure that both sides are equal. How can I do that? Someone tell me your thinking. What could I do to make the left side equal to the right side of this equation?
Three.
Say it again.
3.
Well, yep, X will be 3, but how we have to be able to explain, just like we did in our model, we have to be able to explain how we got to that answer. Okay, so 6 plus 3, or 3 is going to be equal to X. Let's go ahead and put that up there. We know that already. Let's see how we find that answer. Let me ask you this question. This goes back to our very first math lesson with fact families. What is the opposite of addition?
Multiplication.
Not quite.
Division.
Subtraction.
What's the opposite of adding? Say it again.
Subtraction.
Very good. We're subtracting. So if 6 is being added on this side, I have to get this X by itself. I have to isolate my variable. That's going to be really important to remember. I'm going to put a star beside it. That's going to be really important to remember when we do our next example. So we're going to subtract 6 from this side. Let's write it the other way. So X plus 6. And if you would please, in your notes, write down the number sentence. X plus 6 equals 9. We can actually call this example 1. Okay? X plus 6 equals 9. Remember, if 6 is being added, the opposite of addition is subtraction. And that opposite operation is the way that I get my X or variable by itself. That's how I isolate my variable. So if I subtract 6 over here, whatever I do on that left side, I must do the same thing with the same number on the right side. So now I have my X by itself because my 6's have canceled. So X equals 9 minus 6 is 3. So now we know X equals 3. The key here is isolating our variable so that we can find out the value of it. Take a second to finish writing that down. Then you can write example 2 because we're about to move on. 1 minute. Okay. So this could actually be example 2. Example 2, you don't need to write this story, okay? But remember, we're working to make our equation our number sentence here. So what we have to do first is write an equation that matches this story. Ben buys tickets for the outdoor skating rink as shown. Each ticket costs the same amount. How much does one ticket cost? So when we're thinking about this, when we're thinking about Ben buying a ticket, what information do we need? Take some time to think here. In order for me to find out how much each ticket costs, what information do I have to have?
How much does one ticket cost?
Yeah, we've got to find out the cost of this ticket. So let's look in our online textbook Let's look in our online textbook to see our chart. You may or may not have been just looking at your homework. Okay, so how many tickets did Ben buy according to what we see here in the bubble? How many tickets did Ben buy? Someone turn on your mic and let me know how many tickets did Ben buy here?
4 tickets.
So he bought 4 tickets. So we want to make sure we know that if the price of each of those tickets was $72, we have to figure out how much each ticket costs. In order for us to figure that out, we're going to let T be our variable. T is the cost of a ticket, the cost of our ticket. And we know we needed 4 tickets for T. And how much did 4 tickets cost? Can someone let me know?
$72.
72.
$72. Very good. So when we're working here, there's something we need to remember. Someone yell it out and let me know. Where is my variable? Where's my variable in this number sentence? The variable is the letter. So my variable here would be T. Where is my coefficient? Look back in your notes from yesterday. We labeled this.
Four.
Yep. The number beside my variable is my coefficient. Can you please label this again in your notes so we can make sure that we have this and we're understanding what these terms mean? Okay. So 4 and T are right beside each other. There's no operation symbol between the two. So how do I figure out what operation I'm doing? If there's no operation between the 4 and the T, what do I do?
Put your numbers in parentheses.
Well, I could put T in a parenthesis. It would mean the same thing. But what we're going to want to do here, we want to remember that when the 4 and the T, when the number and the variable are right beside each other, they're being multiplied by each other. So remember, we have to isolate our variable or get that variable alone. What is the opposite of multiplication? If the opposite of addition is subtraction, the opposite of multiplication would be
Division.
division. So we have to divide both sides by 4. We've got to get that t by itself. Now, what is 4 divided by 4? In other words, 4 times what equals 4?
1.
Okay, so now my t is alone. Very good. And now, whatever I multiplied by on the, or divided by on the left side, I have to do the same operation with the same number on the right side. And what is 72 divided by 4? Remember, you can use calculators. What is 72 divided by 4?
18.
If you said 18, which is what I think you said, you're correct. So, can someone let us know what is the cost of each ticket?
$18.
$18. Okay, so here's what I want you working on today while I work with a small group. Okay, here's what I want you working on today. So I'm going to have the following students need to stay in the classroom along with me and Mr. Rogers. You're going to stay in the classroom today, and I need Isaiah, Josiah, Jalen, Michael, and Emily to stay with me in the classroom. I need the following students working in their Schoology folders. Remember, we're in our new blue folders. The following students still need to complete their evaluating expressions practice: Jordan, Jacoby, Piper, Camille, Brenner, Amir, Jalen, and Aphrodite. You all need to be working on your assignment in your text on Schoology. All students who have completed these new assignments, you should have a new assignment released to you today. If not, give it a second. It takes a minute for it to open up. Okay. And so that's what you're going to be working on, your next homework assignment, while I'm working with that small group. Everyone may leave the room except Isaiah, Josiah, Jalen, Michael, and Emily. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right, so we have just Josiah. Where is Michael? Try to get Emily back.